Thanks, Ron. Well, we're back with Larry and talking about tree planting. And, you know, we talked about this in the fall, that autumn is a good time to plant trees. So spring is still a good time to plant trees?
Absolutely. We like to get trees planted before we get the heat of the late spring, early summer. So anytime between now and the next 2 months would be excellent times to be doing planting. But if you're not ready to plant now, now's a perfect time to analyze your property, to decide what can fit and what not. That is something I can help you with. I can do a site visit and help walk you through, what to look for, what plants will go where you want. Because again, there's a lot of mistakes people make. We've got a couple more pictures I wanted to show. Now here is a common mistake people make. They plant a bunch of trees in individual holes in the yard. Now, I am all about site preparation and working our soil. We have a lot of clay here in southern Indiana.
Yes, we do.
And I would like to loosen up a large bed. I don't like planting in small little pits like this because you cannot amend the soil. People who dig this pit and throw a bag of peat moss in there, they're going to kill the tree because the roots are going to grow where it's soft and easy, and that only place is in that pit. This next picture shows you what you should be doing. Rototilling a bed at least 8 to 10 feet wide. Amend this whole bed with organic matter. Rototill that in as deep as you can, and then plant several trees and shrubs and some perennials in here and fill it out. This allows the roots to spread through the bed without wrapping around inside the planting hole. This looks much more attractive, and if you think about that last picture, it's easier to mow around the bed than it is to mow around each individual tree.
And sometimes if you're weed eating, you're hitting that tree and just lacerating it.
Absolutely. Weed whacker injury, we call that.
Yeah, and it is. And this is much more attractive. It looks intentional, it looks beautiful, but it also has a natural flow rather than stick a tree here, there, and everywhere.
Exactly. And again, it's just better for the plants. The last picture I have, I think this is my last picture.
What in the world is this? You sent this to me.
This is a type of pruning that I call cannonball pruning. And this is what happens when somebody plants a tree directly under the power lines. Our friends at CenterPoint have got to clear the line so that the trees don't rip the lines down. And we've had electricity since, Tom Edison invented the light bulb in the 1800s. And we've had these power lines in our communities
and yet,
for almost a century. This person here must have spent a half hour purposely putting the tree directly underneath the power line. They couldn't have got it more centered under that power line.
Way to go.
Right. Now,
job.
I mean, it should not be rocket science. If you plant a 40-foot tall tree underneath a 20-foot high power line, something's got to give. And I guarantee you, the power company is not going to let your tree tear down the lines.
No, they will. They'll come and trim it out.
Right.
So unless you want the cannonball look.
Right. Which, everyone's got their own preferences. But again, this is, wrong plant in the wrong location. And when you are doing planting, again, the first thing you should be doing is planning before you even start digging. So we want to look to see what can fit and put in plants that will fit.
Know your ground, know your tree.
Very good.
Call your arborist.
Call me your arborist. Thank you.
We'll be back. Thanks, Larry.